Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing this Thursday afternoon? What I want to get into today is, basically I've been going through and redigging through the Brian Koberger case. Public relations is a very tricky business. In the case against Brian Koberger, the public relations between the police and the community appeared to be shifted from the start. Right from the beginning, we saw and heard confusion. For example, the shelter in place that was lifted in 3 hours, with the comment "no threat to the community." As you guys know, I've been doing some deep dives into the beginning of the case, and more I look at it, I can see where the confusion started. We know that the chief of police changed positions in the new chief Fry, and did not hold a press conference for 3 days. Those 3 days have been used as ammunition against Fry recently in his sheriff's election campaign. But is Fry the only one to blame for the confusion in the media? Because the public relation in this high-profile case seems to be as bad as the O.J. Simpson case that the public watched over 30 years ago play out in front of our eyes. And I'm going to bring up O.J. There are two names in the Idaho 4 case, and there are two names that are repeated: Barbara Wolf and Mark Furman. For the purpose of this video, we're going to speculate about Mark Furman's role in the Idaho 4 public relations nightmare of a case. Now, let's use some reasonable deduction here. If a small city with limited resources finds themselves thrown into the worldwide spotlight, would they not pick somebody who's been in the spotlight before to advise them? And if that somebody has been in the worldwide spotlight before, and there are resident of that small city, would they not volunteer to help them? For those who don't know, Mark Furman is the former detective of the Los Angeles Police Department. Unfortunately, many people feel the trial that O.J. had was botched, and many people have blamed Furman, whether right or wrong. We decided to take a closer look at Furman when the prosecution to Brian Koberger just a few months ago attacked one specific defense witness. Her name was Barbara Wolf, and they wanted her work, studies, and name taken off the case. Wolf's studies only pertain to death penalty. Yeah, we watched the prosecution fight to have this witness stricken from the record. Why so hard for Barbara Wolf? Why not make motions to take the star defense witness who can prove Brian Koberger wasn't there off the case? Why fight so hard to take a woman who is arguing one aspect of the death penalty scenario? I don't know you guys, but that looked suspicious to me. It really stood out. So let me ask you this. Is there anybody involved in the Idaho 4 case with personal connections or a vendetta against Barbara Wolf? I think you might find out the answer is surprising. Let's go back to the beginning together. Okay, on November 13th at 2 o'clock, they laid out the shelter in place. Vandal alert: Moscow Police Department is investigating a homicide on King Road near campus. Suspect is not known at this time. Stay away from the area and shelter in place. Okay, and 3 hours later, the shelter in place was lifted. And the same day the shelter in place was lifted, the vigil was organized. Okay, on November 13th at 5:48, you have Moscow homicide Tyson Barrett, case agent. Captain Tyson Barrett is the case agent for this incident and can be reached by phone or by email at tbarrett at ci.moscow.id.us. And this is really very interesting, guys. I mean, it is. That you have Barrett, who was on the case, and now you have them taking Barrett off the case. On November 14th at 11:22, Dollinger, City of Moscow homicide victims, Captain Tyson Barrett is the case agent in the incident. All my press-related inquiries should be directed to Captain Anthony Dollinger. And at 1:40 on the 14th, you have Mayor Bedich expresses condolences to the community. I am thankful to all our first responders and their skilled and dedicated service to our community. The Moscow Police Department is actively working with support from the multiple other agencies to investigate this incident. At this time, there is only limited information that can be shared without jeopardizing the integrity of the investigation. Mind you guys, that same day, Mayor Bedich sent an email asking Dollinger to put out a press statement for MPD and removes Barrett and the U of I involvement from this case. The cover-up is underway. Okay, November 15th, 9:27 a.m. Autopsies are scheduled to be completed later this week and will hopefully provide more definitive information on the exact causes of death. Also, based on information from the preliminary investigation, investigators believe this was an isolated, targeted attack. Hear that? This was an isolated, targeted attack. And this is coming from the investigators, guys. And there is no imminent threat to the community at large. Currently, no suspect is in custody. The Moscow Police Department is working closely with the Idaho State Police, as well as other state and federal law enforcement partners on this case. MPD Fry gets case handed to their division from the U of I campus division. The city of now this, mind you, this is on the 15th at 1932. Moscow Police Department homicide investigation. The City of Moscow Police Department would like to address community concerns about public safety. We are working closely with the Idaho State Police investigators and with the Latah County Prosecutor's Office. MPD Fry gets case handed to their division from the U of I campus division again. On the 16th, guys, the City of Moscow Police Department will be holding a press briefing, conference, or will be holding a press conference today, November 16th, 2022, at 3:30, in the Moscow Police Department training room located at 155 Southview Avenue, Moscow, Idaho. So what do we think's going on so far in this case, guys? This is starting to sound more and more like a cover-up. Now, this is going to be the first part. This is going to be a multi-part series that I'm doing, because I've got a lot of stuff to go over. And it all talks about, from day one, the investigation. And I'm going to also be playing a 4-minute clip in the next installment of how Mark Furman has stated that we all need to treat Dylan like a hero, because if it wasn't for her bravery, this person wouldn't have been caught. I'm sorry, guys. Dylan is not brave. She's not. Well, see, just like on November 18th, guys, footprints of possible fifth victim. Huge chance Idaho murderer left behind blood footprint at scene. Now, we've all heard about the latent print. Why was it a latent print? Mark Furman, a former detective with the Los Angeles Police Department, said on Friday that there is a huge chance that the attacker who fatally stabbed 4 students in Idaho might have left blood and footprints at the scene. The possibility that there is a 5th blood type, DNA, there from the suspect blood is huge, and I think that is what the FBI and ISP went in to try and find, to actually identify all the blood types. He said during an interview with Fox News, and I will play that video in the next installment. And here's another one, November 18th. Alumni crime scene. These are the rumors that have started since the beginning. Mark Furman on Idaho murders. A knife is a weapon of rage. Spoke to alumni and parents. It is where all of the rumors come from. Door lock timeline. Maddie at grub truck at 3:45. Slippage with knife wounds. Blood knife stalker. Yeah. But I'm going to be going into this in a very detailed series. So, like always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. Hit the bell notification for any new uploads. This is part 1. I will be recording part 2 sometime this evening. And, I hope you guys have a good Thursday. This is Robert with True Crime Podcast. I'm out. Stay tuned. Peace. I want to give a quick special shout out to my research team and Lady Yana. Thank you for the research.